So today I thought I would try something new. As you may have noticed, I haven't mixed my paint yet. I have some 90% denatured alcohol or isopropyl alcohol and paint skins. And I've seen a couple of people ask me in the comments how to use it and why would it work and all that sort of things. So I'm going to do a painting today, and I am going to try getting cells using alcohol. And I will explain how I mix my paint. I will zoom you in for that, and we'll mix the paints together. And I am going for a tetradic rectangle color harmony today. So what I'm going to do, you see I have 5 tubs of paint. I have these two that are complementary. That's how the tetradic color harmony works. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll put a video up there. You can click on it and go see my talk on color harmonies. I also have a blue violet, ultramarine violet is a blue violet, and I have yellow and orange that I'm going to mix together to make a yellow orange. And then I have my zinc white, my trusty zinc white, to get the cells in effect, since the zinc white here is very dense and it will sink into the alcohol, hopefully, the alcohol mixed with the paints, and create cells. Because with this technique, it's all about the different densities, the different viscosity, and the difference in both. Like this paint will be different in viscosity and in density than the other paints that are pretty much light in density. This one is not as light as the other because it has titanium white mixed in, and titanium white we know is a heavy density pigment. And well, zinc white is heavier, so it should still create some effects. And mixed with the alcohol, the density of this paint will be much, much lighter. And that's the whole idea between, with using alcohol in a pour instead of, let's say, silicone, or what I do usually is just paint water and medium. Well, today I'm going to do paint medium, water, and a bit of alcohol. Probably just alcohol. Not sure. We'll see. We'll see once we get there. And I may keep experimenting with the alcohol to see what works best for me and the best recipe. But for now, I'm going to use the alcohol a bit like water, and we'll see with the consistency it gives me and how that works. So yeah, I'll zoom you in and we'll get started with that. Alright, so let's start by mixing the orange with the yellow to make my yellow orange. A little bit of orange to So I'll start by mixing those two together, see if I have the color that I want. And I'm going to make myself some room. There we go. See, that's too orange for me, so I'm going to add yellow. That's better. That's the orange that I was, well, yellow orange that I was looking for. I think it goes really nicely with this one here, the blue violet. And yeah, I think that's a good start. And these two go really well together. So this is a bit of a red violet, and this is yellow green, so that's perfect. So now I add my medium. So you saw me tap the pot like that. It's to see about how much paint I have. It's easier to see once it's tapped down, and then I can add equal part paint to equal part medium for each of those. The golden acrylics can handle a little bit more. What I like to do with this one, since it's so thick, is just add a little bit of medium, liquefy it, and then add my other like equal part. So let's do this. Yeah, okay. I need to lift them because my pot is new. Not the full 50% here. I'll have to add more. Oh, and about 30 to 70% paint and medium for the fluid acrylics. A little more. Start by mixing the violet here so I can add the rest of the medium. If you add all the medium to a very thick paint, I find that you'll get clumps, and we do not want clumps. I find that once the paint is slightly diluted, it's easier to mix in the medium without getting a bunch of clumps. As you know, the medium will lighten the colors. So it's better to, if you want to mix your paint, it's better to mix them before you add the medium so you can have a better idea of the color it will be once it's dry. It's still going to darken a bit from the original paint, but it gives you a better idea than if you mix everything with the medium and have to readjust after. That's a nice yellow-orange. Done with the yellow-green, now the red. So today I'm trying to mix my paint slowly so I do not cause too much bubbles, since I'm going to use alcohol, and that alcohol evaporates quickly. I will want to pour my paint as soon as I'm done mixing them. And to do that, I have to avoid making as much bubbles as possible so I do not get too many bubbles in the final painting. Okay, so now we're done with the white. The white, I will not add anything else to it. It's just going to be paint and GAC 800 pouring medium. And so I'll put that aside for the rest of the paints now. They're all mixed with medium, all ready to have water added. So what I'm going to do is add just a pipette. We'll add 1 pipette of water to each of my paint, and a little bit more to the colors I have more. This pipette is graduated, and so are my glasses. It's just hard to see on camera, so I know about how much paint I have and I know how much water I'm adding. But to be fairly honest, I've mixed my paint so many times that now I'm doing it by eye. But it can help you guys if you're starting to have graduated tools. So you know how much you're adding and you know how much you have. So now I removed all the water from my pipette. I'm going to open the alcohol. So I'll start by adding 2.5 millimeter. Oh, it's perfect, it closes. I think one more and we'll be golden. For this one it's good. So this one needed 3. The paint was a bit thicker to start with. We'll put 2 to start. Seems pretty good. That's good. And now I will zoom you from the top so you can see the pour while I finish mixing that. Okay, so finally our paints are mixed and I'm going to use this. Why this? Because I can layer the paints in order of the less dense to the most dense, and I'm going to do that by starting with the fluorescent paints. They are tinted pigments, and that way, well, not that way, they are tinted pigment and very light in density. After that, it's going to be the red, the Cadmium Red Deep Hue, which is a hue, and is a mix of Quinacridone Violet and Naphthol Red. And both of those are pretty light in density. It depends on the quinacridone pigments, but usually quinacridone are light in density. After that, my yellow-green, which is heavier in density. But I'm not sure of the exact density, so I'm thinking it's similar to my Ultramarine Violet, which sits at about 2 grams per centimeter cube, but with alcohol in it, probably a lot less. Alcohol and water, because water is also less dense than paint and pigments. And finally, my zinc white. Now you'll notice it will sink into the colors, but that's okay. That's what it's here for. And finally, we lift this. And we tilt. And now I give you a time lapse so you can see everything happen and the cells and the colors settle. Alright, so pretty cool painting. Different than my usual, and not actually in a bad way. I really like it actually. And I've got a whole bunch of small cells, and I'm not sure if this is because of the alcohol or maybe the bubbles. I really tried carefully to mix my paint and not leave bubbles, but you know how it goes. But it does look pretty cool. I really like the line that when I lifted the bottle top, I went to the top to create, just put the leftover paint, and then it created that line, and it's really nice. I think it looks like a fume of smoke, plume of smoke. Yeah, that. And I think it's cool. I also have some white cells, but they won't stay white, simply because it's another color under pushing the white to the top, and here in this case it's the purple. There may be some white cells, but I don't think so. It will depend how quickly it dries after the colors are done settling and all that stuff. But all of these were white to start with, and you can see now the purple is pushing through, while the violet is pushing through most of the places. And the alcohol will definitely want to rise to the surface and evaporates first, so it's going to keep changing, and it's going to keep bringing the colors under while the colors on top sinks into them. I think it went well, and I'll have to try this again, maybe with just alcohol next time. The cells have a different look about them. That's probably because of the alcohol, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's different than using only water, and I will have to try using only alcohol and maybe make a comparison, like 3 small pours, same paints, one only with alcohol, one with alcohol and water, and one only with water. And well, yeah, let me know if you'd like to see that. Alright, and we're back, and I'm happy with it. I think it looks quite weird. It looks weird but nice, and I'm happy with that. And it seems like there's a lot of colors stacked up on top of each other in the painting, and some of the colors I've used are transparent, so we will see the colors stacked up within each other. We'll see the colors under, the color on top, and I think that's going to be quite interesting. And yeah, I can't wait for it to dry. I can't wait to put it under blacklight as usual. My orange yellow will glow a nice yellow like it did with the flame painting I did last week, and the rest will not, because the rest weren't fluorescent colors. But I think that having only one color pop up, it's just cool. I like it. It really changes the style of the painting, and it really holds on the fact that you really can't judge by the first appearances. And I think I try to live by these words, and it's mostly the concept behind why I use fluorescent colors. And like I said, it's going to keep changing, but you guys will have pictures of the dried painting in the outro in a couple of seconds once I'm done talking. Not yet. So yeah, I hope you understood that. As a recap, alcohol is less dense than water. Water is less dense than paint. And here, this has a density of about 5 grams per centimeter cube. Well, the pigment anyway, mixed with the acrylic medium and what so. I'm not sure the exact density, but I know for sure that this is more dense than this, even though the viscosity is different because of the pigment used in it. And when you mix alcohol with paints, it makes the paints less dense, same as water, but more drastic, because this is less dense. And the cells are created by the different densities. The alcohol will want to float on top because it's lighter, and the heavy dense paint will want to sink in the bottom because it's dense, it's heavy. And by doing so, this reaction, it creates the cells. So yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!